everyone, I'm back with another haul today. Lots of books as well as some new merch in with some of those releases. A few of these things I'm really excited about, so excited to share my pickups. And as usual, I'll have timestamps below, so feel free to jump around and I'm going to get right into it. So I'm going to start off with some manga new releases. First is Volume 4 of March Comes in Like a Lion. Really happy when I got the tracking or the shipping notification on my pre-order because every single volume of this series has been delayed and delayed and delayed. So whenever it finally ships, then I'm just really excited that it's actually coming. But I haven't read this one yet. I think I got it last week and I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but I have been enjoying this series. I really like the anime. And I have read volumes 1 to 3, so I will be reading this one soon. This is a seinen series that follows a shogi player, a professional shogi player who is a teenager in high school. He lives alone, and a lot of the story kind of shows the struggles that he has and just brings into the forefront his mental health. And I love it. I love the tone, and I really like the characters in it. This release has been super nice. We're only in volume 4 so far, but the volumes have mini poster fold-outs in each volume, and then each volume also has French flaps. So it just feels like such a luxe release. The quality is really nice. I don't want to show any spoilers, but I'll just show the first couple pages. So there are also some of the side characters, so it follows one teenage boy, but then he has a close relationship with this family that is a grandpa and his 3 granddaughters. But I don't know anything about shogi other than what I knew about this series from the anime, but it's still enjoyable to read. It doesn't feel like when he's playing in matches, it doesn't feel boring and doesn't feel like the information about shogi is like a frustrating info drop to read through, so I've been enjoying it. But looking forward to reading this one. This isn't the main character. I assume this is one of his opponents in this volume, but hoping that Denpa will be a bit more consistent with the releases. I feel like with volume 4 now, hopefully they're getting into the swing of this release and just how long each volume is going to take. So maybe they'll be more realistic with their future volume releases with their estimates for when things will release, hopefully. But excited to get to this one. Next is Firefly Wedding, volume 4. So I've actually been keeping up with the digital release of this series on Comic-Key and really enjoying it. I feel like it's coming to an end soon, so I've just been picking up the physical releases. I just have been getting them pre-ordered and just collecting them as they go. And I haven't been reading them as I've been getting the books because I am still just reading the digital release with every new chapter. But I enjoy this series quite a bit. I really like the male lead in it, Goto. This is a historical romance series set in the Meiji era, and the basic premise from volume 1 is that this girl from a wealthy family is very sickly. Her father is trying to find a marriage partner for her, but things keep falling through. And in volume 1, she gets kidnapped, and the male lead is actually one of the kidnappers who then changes his mind and rescues her, and then she is kind of dependent on him as he is protecting her from the other people who are now chasing them down. But it is a really wild ride. Probably one that's not for everyone, but it is one that I enjoy. But again, I've been following the digital release, so I'm just kind of anxiously waiting to see how the ending will be and if it's going to be like a bittersweet ending or how things are going to go. And just curious how many volumes it's going to be too. I've been trying to keep track of the Japanese releases just to see what the covers all look like and where it's at. So really happy that this one got picked up in English and that we're able to have it in print in English. So I probably am going to be doing a full read through of this series once it finishes. So we'll be looking forward to that. Next, actually, this one is not a new release. The rest of this pile is new releases, but this is actually a novel that released, I think, last year, last fall or last winter, but Under the Oak Tree. So volume 1, I did pick this up earlier this year in the spring. I bought it in person, and then it just sat on my shelf for months and months, and I just read it this month, and I realized that my copy that I had bought did not have the sprayed edges, and I didn't even realize until I was halfway through my read-through. I was just tabbing, really enjoying the story, and then I realized when I saw the volume 3 cover reveal that it showed the sprayed edges, and I was like, wait a second. I had gotten mixed up and thought that it was the Manhwa print release that had the sprayed edges, and then I realized that I had just picked up one of the copies that didn't have sprayed edges, and I was so frustrated with myself that I had not been paying attention to that and did not make sure to get a first edition release. So after finding that out, I wanted to find a copy with sprayed edges, and I managed to secure one, thank goodness. Because honestly, I think I would have been fine just not having the sprayed edges, because I'm planning on tabbing all the volumes that I read. I really enjoyed this first volume. And this is a series I'm familiar with. I have been keeping up with the Manhwa release, the digital release. So I'm caught up through the end of season 4, anxiously awaiting season 5, but really happy that I have the novel to give me some of that extra content and more detail. But so I was thinking maybe I'd be okay to just not have the sprayed edges, but then I'd be really frustrated if I got volume 2 and then volume 3 down the road, because I do have them pre-ordered and they came with sprayed edges, and the first volume was not sprayed edges. So I was just like, I need to just get it. So I picked up the first volume again, and this time with the sprayed edges, and it actually has a little ribbon bookmark as well. The non-first edition ones do not have the ribbon or sprayed edges. And I also noticed that this one with sprayed edges is thinner than this one. So I don't know if they used a different paper or if just when they were doing the sprayed edges, they like pressed it and it just ended up keeping it tighter or what. And then also just like kind of the vibrancy of the color. I don't know if it is noticeable like through the camera, but in person, the first edition prints are a lot more vibrant. So glad to have this one now. And like I said, when I was reading this, I was tabbing through like scenes that I wanted to be able to find again because I enjoyed this so much. So this is a historical fantasy series that follows this girl who has been the victim of domestic abuse her whole life, her father just being very abusive, and she comes from a wealthy family, but is treated so poorly by her family because she has a stutter, and they just think that is so humiliating to their family. But so right from the start of the series, she's been married off to this lowly knight who, through their marriage, is gonna take some of the responsibility that is on her father for fighting in a battle. So since they're getting married, the father can just send the knight instead of going himself. So just looking out for himself, not caring about his daughter or his new son-in-law. But then the series starts when the female lead's husband comes back after 3 years at war. And even though they had gotten married before he left, he is like a stranger to her, even though now they've been married for 3 years. So the story follows her as she is traveling with him to his castle and basically starting her new family and finding out who this man is that she's married to. I really enjoyed the novel because, for one, it was rated mature, so it had spicy scenes that were not spicy in the manhwa. But then I love the extra detail since it's a novel. Usually the source material will have a lot more detail than the adaptation. So I just love the extra detail, the extra inner monologue, and the main thing that made me really love the novel even more than the manhwa adaptation was the way that Riften was depicted. So her husband Riften in the manhwa is just really cold, really aloof, really awkward. So she always feels really awkward around him as a result and uncomfortable around him. But in the novel, Riften is like, he starts out a bit cold just because he is annoyed that in the 3 years that they were married and he was away, she just kept living with her father rather than going to his castle because he felt that was her responsibility even though he was gone. So he's kind of disappointed about that, but right away in the story, he becomes so affectionate and is just so doting and sweet and kind. He does have this roughness about him because he's a knight and he didn't come from a wealthy family or anything like that. So that part of his characterization is the same, but just the way that he treats Maxie, just like right away early on in the story, is so warm and so just attentive, and he's so perceptive to how she's feeling and what he thinks that she needs. And I just really loved that. But so since I have already tabbed this one and then I just got this one with the sprayed edges, I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I'm not planning on collecting 2 copies of this series. But I think I am going to just go through at some point. I am not in a rush, but I'm going to go through and re-tab these notes into this copy. But I don't want the tabs to stick out of the edges. So honestly, I might just like take like this blue tab and put it in this book where it is not sticking out from the edge. Then that way when I'm just like flipping through the book, I will see the tabs and I can quickly find the things that I'm looking for, but then they won't be sticking out, kind of messing up with the sprayed edges. So happy to have secured this one and really looking forward to volumes 2 and 3 to come out. Next, I have 2 steamship titles. So first, His Sensual Whisper, The Voice That Sets Me on Fire. So I really enjoyed this volume and I'm looking forward to volume 2. I don't know, like steamship titles are really hit or miss for me. Like there have been quite a few that I've read that I just did not like at all. But I'm like searching for the ones that are for me because I really want to have some spicy josei series that I can have on my shelves. And this was one that I did enjoy. So as indicated by the title, His Sensual Whisper, she is very attracted to the male lead's voice, and that is a prominent theme through this story. I'll put this up here if you want to pause and read the official blurb. But in addition to having these kink elements and being rated mature and having spicy content, I really liked both of the characters. I really liked the female lead. She was pretty likable and just funny, and I enjoyed the scenes with her. And then, of course, the male lead is very handsome, and I enjoyed their interactions throughout. So while it is very spice heavy, it is office set, and it is kind of fun seeing them interact at work. Though, like I said, it is spice heavy, so not like super, super plot driven, but it's a fun read. So looking forward to volume 2. And then the other one that I got from Steamship is volume 2 of Shindou-kun's Tight Squeeze, Helpless Against His Alluring Touch. So I read volume 1 earlier this year and I really enjoyed it. It's kind of a different premise. It's different from this one in that the female lead is older and she has more experience in the workplace, and he's a new hire that she's assigned to train. He is very aloof and rubs her the wrong way. But then as they continue to work together, she sees his passion for the industry that they're working in and starts to really value him for not just being a good employee and good at his job, but having a passion for the work that he's doing. This one too, I'll pause on this screen here if you want to pause on the screen here. This is volume 2 though, so if you haven't read it, it might have spoilers. I haven't read it, but steamy office romance. But I believe that this is only a 2-volume series, so this is the last volume. I haven't read it yet. I'm really excited to read it. I'm probably going to read it this week. But another one that I was really glad when I read volume 1 and enjoyed it, that I could add this to my collection, and it's only 2 volumes, so looking forward to completing this series. Next is another 7C's title, but this time it's a BL, Wanna Be My Dress Up Lover. And it's by the mangaka that did The Metalhead Next Door, which is a series that I like quite a lot. This is another one-shot, and I have read this before, and I'm looking forward to reading the print release now. I am a big fan of this. I'll pause. I keep saying I'll pause here. I'll put it here if you want to pause and read the official blurb. But I'm a big fan of this mangaka's art style. They also did, I have to turn and look at my shelf. I can't see the volume from here. Something like 10 Things I Want to Do Before I Turn 40. But that was another one that I really enjoyed. That one was also a one-shot, but in Japan it got a sequel volume. So I hope that we're going to get that in English as well. But this one is an age gap romance that follows an older salaryman. I don't know if he's old. He just is older than the other guy. But it's a little bit of an age gap, I think. I don't remember how much, but I believe that they work together, and after work, this guy who is like in a supervisor position likes to relieve his stress by cross-dressing and working at a club. So I was just looking because I couldn't remember, but yeah, at a cross-dressing cafe, and then he works as a cross-dressing server at a club on the weekends. So that just is something that helps him maintain balance in his life, but then his subordinate encounters him at this club and he's super embarrassed and doesn't want people to find out. So it's just a one-shot though, so when I do reread this, it's going to be just a quick read through and over before I know it, but I just really like kind of premises like this, and I'm looking forward to reading this one again soon. Next is Hate Me But Let Me Stay, Volume 5, and I feel like I've just been saying the same thing with every new volume that I get of this series, but I really like this series. It's my favorite Omegaverse series. I'm really happy that it is getting an English print release. I'm so happy that 7C's picked it up. I really don't understand how they decide like which ones are going to be large trim and small trim, but whatever, it's fine. But I just really like this series. I've been following the Japanese release, so I am caught up on it. I love these guys so much, and I love their little family. And despite, as an Omegaverse, having problematic things happening in the first couple volumes to kind of set the stage for the main characters, it is quite a feel-good read, and I just really enjoy it. I really hope that the spin-off series to this, there's a 2-volume spin-off that follows 2 side characters that is already complete in Japan while this is still ongoing. I really hope that side story is going to be picked up as well, because I would love to have it on my shelves too. But Hate Me But Let Me Stay, just picking these ones up as they release. And then the last one in this stack is Our Dining Table, Seconds Please. I'm so happy that we are getting this in print in English. So this is the sequel series that continued from Our Dining Table, the one-shot. So this is the one-shot, Our Dining Table. Love this one. And then it got a continuation with Seconds Please, and I'm so thrilled. It is numbered, so we just got volume 1. I know that volume 2 has released in Japan and it's still ongoing, so I'm really curious how long it's gonna end up being. But it just picks up where the one-shot left off. The one-shot ends with a little time skip, so this continues before the time skip, so just kind of showing the progression of their relationship and his interactions with the family and this sweet little boy. It's so cute and heartwarming, and I really enjoyed this volume, and of course looking forward to volume 2 now. I believe that the mangaka even said at the end of this volume that no special dishes appear in this volume, so following Our Dining Table, which kind of felt like a foodie one-shot. This one is a bit less like focusing on the food and the dishes, but then it still is the characters eating together and bonding over meals and food. So I still really love that. I'm a big fan of foodie manga, so I'll take what I can get, and I'm happy with this. Okay, and then I'm gonna get into this stack next. Move these back over so that I'm not casting a shadow. It's nighttime right now, and I'm using a lamp over there, so if I move these books to the wrong spot, it'll just make this whole area dark. So I've got a few novels that I'm gonna go through, and then a webcomic print release and a manhwa series. So I recently got a few pre-orders in of Danmei, so I'm super, super excited about all of these. So I have 4 Rosmei volumes and then 1 volume from via Lactea. First is Don't You Like Me, Volume 2. I've been in such anticipation of getting this volume because I read Volume 1 a few months ago, really enjoyed it. And then when this one released, it was supposed to release in October, but then they ended up getting the volumes months earlier. But then I had 1 book in my pre-order that had not gotten to the retailer yet, so I had to just wait while other people were getting their copies and reading them. I was so impatient to get this. So I just got this now months later after everyone else. But I'm excited to read it. It's only a 2-volume series, so now I have the final volume and I'm really looking forward to reading it. It came with a few little paper goods. And I love that Rosmei is always doing that with the releases, just having little freebie items. But this series follows these 2 boys that are high schoolers that live in the school dormitory and are roommates. Volume 1 starts out with kind of a one-sided rivalry. Both of the guys are kind of from well-off families, and they're both very smart. But one of the guys seems to always excel a bit more than the other at everything, and so he's very jealous. But then the story has supernatural elements. The character that has more feelings of inferiority starts seeing ghosts, and he does not do well with that. But then he realizes that whenever he touches his roommate, any physical contact makes the ability to see ghosts go away. So he starts touching him quite a bit and thinks he's being real discreet, and he actually is not, and he starts thinking, oh, he must like me. But it's a really fun story. I really enjoyed Volume 1, and I really liked both of the guys. Their dynamic was really fun. There is so much studying that goes on in Volume 1 at least, and I've been out of school for a while, so I'm just like, I was reading it just thinking, I'm so glad I am not a student. But it is rated mature. It is not like super spicy, but there are a little bit of spicy scenes here and there, so I'll just be looking forward to reading this volume and kind of seeing where the relationship goes. Volume 1 didn't leave off on a cliffhanger. I just was impatient for Volume 2 because I wanted to finish the series, so looking forward to finishing this one. Next is Volume 2 of Drowning Sorrows in Raging Fire, which is a priest title that I've been looking forward to. I really love the cover of this one. So the first volume was orange and this one is blue. And then under the dust jacket, this one just had French flaps, not a dust jacket, but this one has dust jacket, the different illustration. But just a gorgeous release. So this is one that I haven't started reading yet. It's been one that I've been excited to get into because I like this author Priest. I really like their other series, Guardian, And I've been reading through another one of their series, Stars of Chaos. So I am intending on getting into this one after I finish Stars of Chaos. So looking forward to it. I keep viewing this as a historical series, even though I believe it's set in the modern day. But because one of the main characters is from thousands of years into the past, I feel like there are going to be a lot of historical segments or flashbacks. But basically, the series follows a man from modern times who works in a supernatural disaster relief agency, and the other man from thousands of years ago has either traveled through time or something, but he's there in the present, and the two men are having to work together to prevent some supernatural disaster that is at hand. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one. And when I pre-ordered this one, I actually, in addition to the goods that came with the pre-orders, so I got these 3 little paper goods, a little chibi, a bookmark, and a print with the cover illustration of the book cover. So in addition to these, I actually ordered the merch edition. So I got a few additional items. So I got this acrylic stand, and I haven't opened it yet because I don't have a place for it yet on my shelf, but it is really stunning. This is actually the illustration from the volume 1 cover, and I can't remember if this is the front of it or if this is the front, but I love that it's double-sided, so it can just kind of go on the shelf wherever it fits. But then also these 2 kind of film strip style merch items. I didn't look too closely because I haven't read it yet and I don't want there to be like spoilers, but it's like a soft plastic kind of thing. But then I also got this shikishi board, and I think this is the cover illustration again. Let's see. Yeah, so it's the same art as the cover illustration, but zoomed in and as a shikishi board. So I'm excited to read this and meet these guys. I don't know, this looks historical to me, so I guess I'll find out when I read it. But looking forward to it. And I believe this one is going to be 5 volumes, so 2 out of 5 now, and hoping to get into it soon. Next is Wine and Gun. So this is a 7-volume series that we just got volume 1, and I actually just finished reading it yesterday. I read it over the past couple days, and it was kind of a wild ride. So this series follows, the 2 main characters are both serial killers, and they become rivals with each other, and it starts impacting their patterns of what they typically do with choosing their victims, etc., etc. But as usual, since it's Rosmei, it came with these lovely merch items. But I don't have a lot to say about this. I'd say that I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. It was pretty gripping. Like, I was glued to the page and I just couldn't put it down. But it's also kind of disturbing, like, just as a reader, kind of having a moral dilemma of not really liking the characters because they're serial killers that are just choosing targets on a whim to satisfy their urges. So it was hard for me to appreciate the characters. Like, I thought the writing was really well done and it was really interesting, but then it's hard to really enjoy it when I am not like rooting for any of them or like feeling invested in the story or feeling invested in the characters because they're so unrelatable. I don't know. It's hard to describe. I was trying to think after I finished it of how to express how I felt about it. But I read a bit into volume 2 and it just continues to be absolutely wild. And I'm planning to continue reading this one. And I'm kind of frustrated that I'm enjoying it so much because I'm enjoying it a lot and it's kind of making me upset. But because it's 7 volumes, I hope that the release won't be really slow because I will be miserable waiting for the rest of the volumes to release because I would just really like to read the whole thing and find out how things go and just if I'm going to warm up to the characters more. It is kind of interesting though, one of the kind of storytelling points with this author, the chapters will be kind of like a narrator describing what's happening with a little bit of inner monologue from each of the main characters. But then every couple chapters, there will just be one chapter where it's from the point of view of a random side character. And I thought that was kind of interesting, but as the story has gone, I kind of don't like that because I don't really care what that side character thinks about the situation. But also, about 2/3 in, there's a point of view chapter from a side character that gives a huge spoiler. And it really frustrated me because then by the end of the volume, that spoiler wasn't addressed. And so then I'm just thanks, author, for putting a spoiler in. And now it's just gonna kind of annoy me until we get to it in the main story. So who knows, maybe volume 2 will have it. But yeah, so Wine and Gun, super mixed feelings about this one. The last Rosmei title is A Break in the Clouds. This is another one I've been really excited about because it follows detectives and I believe police that are after this criminal organization. This one too has a dust jacket, and Rosmei did give a cover reveal for volume 2 and it looks stunning, so I'm just really excited to get into this one. And I love how every Rosmei volume, the first page will be some glittery page or texture and just makes it feel really special. But, I think I was mixing it up with the next volume. I was looking for an extra that I thought was with this, but I think it came with this next book. So the paper goods that came with this one, it came with a bookmark, the book cover illustration. I'm so excited to meet these guys. I really hope I like them. I just like to like one or both of the main characters because then I'm invested more in their story. But I believe this one is going to be 5 volumes. And then Rosmei has already licensed the spin-off series to A Break in the Clouds. I think it's called Hunt for the Leviathan. But they've already given teasers of the cover reveals for the sequel series or spin-off series. And the cover reveals are stunning. So I'm just so excited to read this one, meet the characters, and then when the spin-off comes out to meet those characters that I've been admiring the cover illustrations. So these are the Rosmei ones that I have gotten recently. And then one more Danmei volume. So this one is from Via Lactea, Killing Show Volume 1. And I'm so relieved to finally have this one because I have already pre-ordered through Volume 3 and I don't know anything about this series other than that it is some kind of death game. And so I believe it is an infinite flow kind of genre of Danmei, and that the survival game that the characters are in is being televised. So it's some kind of entertainment. So I assume that's what the Killing Show is. But this one has French flaps and came with a few merch items. So This sticker sheet is what I was looking for in the other book, but it was for this title. So a sticker sheet as well as a little like news report. And I haven't looked at this because I don't know if it will spoil something in the story, so I will look at it after I finish volume 1. And then a ticket to the killing show, I guess. I don't know. And then cover illustration. That's kind of cool because the cover, it's black and white. Well, with blue, but then the person is in black and white, and then on here it's in color. I really don't know what to expect. I hope that I will like it. And then a little autograph card by the author. So yeah, so they already have volumes 2 and 3 up for pre-order. Well, the pre-order windows have closed, I think, but I think this one is 5 volumes as well. So I'm looking forward to getting into it. I'll probably read this soon just because I want to know like what it's about. But I hope that the next volumes will be pretty quick to release. Mainly because I get impatient and I'm greedy for more content, but also I don't have a great memory, and so by the time the next volumes come out, I'm just like, what was this about again? But for Danmei, I've been making name charts for every read because I just really struggle with Chinese names and just having them listed out, like especially the main characters and then all the side characters, and then putting a note of like how they're related to each other and their interactions and stuff, so that then when volume 2 comes out, I can look back at the name chart and kind of see the relationships between them. And then that'll help me to remember what's going on by the time the next volume comes out. So looking forward to getting into this one and seeing if it's up my alley. Next is a novel series that I've been really looking forward to the release. To Find the Relationship, volumes 1 and 2. Which is a Korean novel, and it's the first print release by this publisher, Pablang. Pablang has been doing a lot of digital releases of Korean novels, and I'm really looking forward to reading these because I have read the Manhwa series. And I've heard that the novel has a lot more detail and that there were things that were left out in the adaptation. And then also just, it's a favorite of a few of my friends, so I just really want to know the story a little better. But there were 2 releases. There was a limited edition release and a regular edition, and I got the limited edition because the limited edition came with dust jackets. So this gorgeous cover for volumes 1 and 2, the floral motif, the really elegant looking spines, and then sprayed edges. So the regular edition just had the regular white edges, and then these little ribbon bookmark ribbons that go through. So I love this. So I'm really glad I was able to secure a copy. And also that the dust jackets are double-sided. So volume 1. Some more flowers on the inside of the dust jacket, and then just a more detailed depiction of the cover illustration. And then it is reversible, so then it will have the spine with the title and the volume number as well. I love how colorful this is. I don't know what I'm gonna do though, because I really love the way this looks. So I'll probably not flip it for storing it on my shelf. But I believe that this is a favorite series of the founder of the publisher. So Pabling's founder loves this series, and so really wanted to do justice to it by having a really gorgeous release. So looking forward to reading it. And then volume 2. And again, just the regular edition release had just this cover, and then it was a hardcover release as well. And then the double-sided dust jacket, having that cover illustration with a bit more detail and color. And I like that this is the art style, the artist that did the Manhwa, and that's what I'm familiar with, because that's what I've read. And then just really, really pretty. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I actually had bought the digital release on Pabling, but I hadn't gotten around to reading it when they announced the print release. So I figured I would just wait and read from my physical volumes, and I was really looking forward to that. So I realized I forgot to say anything about the series. So this is an Omegaverse series that follows the relationship between two alphas. There are a couple other little extras that I wanted to share too. So I got the pre-order bonus because I pre-ordered, so I got a few little extra things. So this is the volume 1 and 2 dust jacket covers connecting, and it's stunning. And a little message from the author and her autograph. But yeah, I love the that the covers connect with their silhouettes. And then this holographic bookmark. 2 quote cards. With 4 quotes on it. And then a clear card. And then like I said, I had bought the digital release, so I got the DTR reader bonus as well, which came with the Korean novel cover as a postcard print. So it's different art style. And then another clear card with their little animal chibis. And then this was so funny when I got it and looked at it. It's an Oyster card for, I believe, UK Transit, but it says 2025 Pabling edition, and then on the back, this was so funny. I'm trying to get it to focus. So it says, this Oyster card is not permitted for transport. Regardless of emotional urgency, Lost Carlisle should be returned to Ash without delay. Those are the main characters, Carlisle and Ash. And then keep this Oyster card close to your heart, but away from actual card readers. Flashing it for dramatic effect is allowed. So I love that I got this extra little merch item. It's so cute and funny. So the reader bonus, the pre-order bonus, and then I also got the merch set, which came with a few things. So it came with this acrylic stand, and it has the, I believe, volume 2, or no, maybe volume 1 cover illustration, and it has the image printed on both sides. So really nice. I haven't opened it yet because I don't have a place for it yet on my shelves. I've had the books just kind of sitting off to the side because I'm planning to read them soon. And then it came with these 2 acrylic charms, again, printed on both sides. I really like when they're printed on both sides, especially for charms, because then when you're actually using it and it flips, it won't just have a white backside or something. But They're little animals, again, just like in the clear card and the oyster card. Very cute. And then the merch pack also came with a sticker sheet and 4 postcard prints. So the limited edition, the dust jacket covers, and, well, the flower back covers. And then the book covers the inside of the dust jacket. So it's kind of nice. So if someone wanted the regular edition and didn't want to miss out on the art on the dust jackets, they could get these with the merch bundle. And if they pre-ordered, they could get the connecting silhouettes. But just really gorgeous. So this is what I got from the official release. And then I got a few extra little things too from some friends. I am so grateful that they sent these to me. So big thank you to Summer, who made this print from commissioned art. 2 of my friends went to Anime NYC and had commissioned art to give to the author at her signing, but also to give to other fans who were at the event. And I wasn't at the event, and so I was just so regretful that I couldn't be there, but then also really jealous that I was not going to get these little cute art prints that they had been distributing to people. And so I was so, so grateful when they sent these to me. So thank you so much, Summer, for this one. Super cute. In their pajamas. And I think this was based on an official art, but then this was an art commissioned in chibi form by a different artist. So very cute. And I'm going to have these stored with all of my merch from the official release. And then the other 2, thank you so much, Diana. They're so cute. So my other friend, Diana, did these 2 art commissions from a different artist. And again, to gift to the author and to distribute to other fans at the event. And I had seen her posting about these, and I was so just like, I wish I could be there, obviously for the con and signing. But then also just like, I really wanted to have these cute little prints, but I felt too embarrassed to ask, can I have a print even though I'm not there? So I didn't. But then she kept these 2 aside for me and sent them to me. So I'm so, so grateful. So cute. And I hadn't seen art from this artist before, and now I have their Instagram handle, so I can kind of enjoy some of their other commissions, but then just their art style is super cute. So really happy to have these, and then I'm gonna have them just stored with all of this stuff. So I'm super, super pleased and happy to have all of this stuff now. I was really nervous when I opened all of this up because I was just like, there's so much. And then also these came wrapped, and I was really anxious about cutting the books out of the plastic because I didn't want to accidentally use too much force and like scrape the sprayed edges or make any marks on the dust jacket, because it's just such a nice release. Okay, last 2 series. So the next series is a university romance called Take Off, and it actually is available to read for free on Tapas. So I have read this series before. It's still ongoing, and I don't think that I'm caught up, so I was planning to, once I got these volumes, to read them and then catch up on the digital release. So volumes 1 and 2 just released this summer and this fall. There was a collector's edition version that was made available earlier to the author's Patreons, and then the author then restocked her shop, and I got my order in. So volumes 1 and 2 cover season 1, the content in season 1, and it follows these 2 guys who meet on a plane, and After they land in their destination, they find out that they actually are attending the same college. I believe that this one is an undergrad, and then this one is still taking classes, but is doing student teaching work as well, I believe. But I'm excited to read it because it has been a while since I have read any of this. But I'll flip through a little bit of volume 1 because this is not rated mature. The main story is not rated mature. Okay, I'm having trouble flipping through these pages. But yeah, I think for into volume 2, they're still on the plane, and I love too to see the art style from early in the series and seeing how the author has just gotten used to drawing her characters and fine-tuning them, and just now like art like this of one of the main characters. So I, in addition to these books, picked up a couple of prints. And these 2 volumes came with these 3 freebie prints. So happy to have those. I also picked up this little lewd chibi standee. Yes, I'm censoring it with my thumbnail. It was so funny and cute, and I had to get it. And he is like as big as my thumbnail. And it's based on, I believe, one of the NSFW comics. So funny and cute though. But so like I said, the main story I think is rated like all ages or general audience. But then the author has been releasing an NSFW collection of spicy scenes that take place further down the road. So I have already picked up zines 1 and 2 earlier this summer. And I just got zine 3. I cannot flip through it because it is very, very spicy, and I am so happy that I can have it in print as well as the main story, but all of the spice as well. And then with zine 3, there were some more freebies that were included, so I was able to get a couple more prints. But really looking forward to reading this again soon. I read the first 2 zines as soon as I got them in the mail. And then when I got this, I was like, I will be patient. I will read these 2, and then I will catch up on the digital release, and then zine 3 will be my reward. So looking forward to doing a read through of this soon, and just excited to get back into this. And I think it's so cool for the author of this series that this is a self-published work, that they've just been working so hard on their story. It's on Tapas for free to read. And then based on the income that they've made just from their Patreon, they've been able to fund printing their work, and not just the books, but also merch items. So prints, acrylic standees, but also like larger standees, acrylic boards, and just different things. And people are supporting her project, and I'm happy to be a part of it as well. And then lastly, I saved this for last for a reason. So Legs That Won't Walk. This is a series on Lezen that does not have an English print release yet, but it has that digital release. So this is a series that I read last year, and I enjoyed it so much. I read it twice last year, once in the spring for the first time, and then I reread it in the fall. But I had bought volumes 1, 2, and 3 when they released, and that covered season 1. And then now volumes 4 and 5 just released, and I immediately had to pick those up as well. This is a gangster series that follows this guy who is a boxer who has to retire early because he has gotten some injuries that have impacted his ability to continue, only to find out that I believe his uncle forged his name when he took out a loan. And so at that point, when he is retiring from boxing, he is approached by these gangsters who have come to collect. And I feel like that is such a typical and even cliched BL Manhwa plotline or like premise, but I loved it. I loved this read so much. And it has become a big favorite of mine. After I've read it a couple times, I've gone like nuts with merch and just collecting every bit of paper goods that I can get my hands on. So of course I'm collecting the physicals, and I have been requesting every month, hoping that maybe 7Cs will pick up this series. So I really hope that they will. But now that I have these volumes, I am about due for a reread of this series. So of course these volumes are in Korean, so I would reread digitally. And then what I actually did for the first reread last year is I read digitally, and then I had my physical volumes 1 to 3, and I was actually flipping through the physicals while I was reading it in English digitally to kind of compare like how the cropping was, and just to kind of have that experience pretending I was reading from my physicals. So I'll probably do the same with this one. I haven't checked yet if just these 2 volumes will cover season 2, or if it will cover most of season 2 and then we'll pick up in volume 6, then into volume 3. So I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I can't flip through because these are mature rated series that are very spicy. But I really, really like all 3 of these main characters and the interactions that they have and kind of the entanglement that he has with the gangsters, as well as the impact he has on these 2 guys in particular. But I wanted to save this for last because I wanted to share some of the merch updates for this series. So just like the first 3 volumes came with a postcard print for each volume and 2 photo cards for each volume, these ones did as well. And I was right in the middle of upgrading my merch storage collection for the series, so I was really, really happy with the A4 binders that I had been using from Alt Bias. I really, really like their binders, but my A4 binder that I use for BL Manhwa had gotten maxed out, like it was over capacity, and the one that I have, they aren't selling that design anymore. They kind of discontinued it, but then they like redid it with a different design, and I don't want to buy another one and have it not match the others, so I just wanted to come up with a different solution so I can keep using my A4 binders without maxing them out, and then just kind of maybe pull out my Legs That Won't Walk merch and free up some space for other series in my big binders, and then have a smaller collection dedicated to this series. So I just finished it and I'm so happy with it. So I ordered 2 binders from another company. I think they have a tag. Yeah, right here. I'll put it on the screen, but this is the company that I got 2 new binders from and some inserts, and I'm super happy with it. The reason I chose this one, a friend recommended this brand to me, but I went with these ones because I don't know, like it really bothers me when I have storage collections with sleeves and the sleeves don't all match in like how wide they are. So this one can hold photo cards, postcard prints, A5 prints, and each sleeve is the same size. So that appeals to me. So I wanted to get the one that had the black border, but it was sold out, so I was frustrated, but I got pink because there is like a bit of the merch that is pink, so I thought it was it matched enough. But I loved that it was transparent in the front and back, so I could have my two of my favorite arts of this guy, and then these are actually my 3 favorite merch illustrations of the main character with each of the guys, and then the little photo booth images of him with them as well. It's hard to describe because like it's not quite like a love triangle, because this guy is like the boss of the group, and then he is an underling, and then he is like very, very low subordinate who has just joined the group to pay off his debts. So I wanted to just flip through and kind of share some of my merch, and I'll just show the ones that came with these volumes too. So this one has this little, I forget what this is called, but like a little protector so that the pages won't start bending on the ring. But this is the volume 2 print that came with the volume 2 release. Volume 4, yeah. And then this is actually the same illustration, but this was released with the audiobook. So a few prints from the audiobook. This came with the audiobook with the charm set. This came with an acrylic block. Oh, this is actually this one. Came with that photo card and the acrylic block. And then this is the volume 1 print. More prints from the audiobook release. Volume 5 and volume 3. The prints of the cover illustrations. More of the audiobook prints. This was a net print that my friend had somehow managed to secure, even though she hasn't read this series, and I didn't even know about it, so I was really grateful when she gifted this to me. And then their ID set. I was thinking about cutting them out and putting them like with the photo cards, but just for now, it's just like this. And then all of the prints were in this little booklet with the audiobook, so I just put that in here as well. And then into my photo cards. So this was with volume 1 and then the audiobook. Volume 2 came with these photo cards. I put them out of order so that they could be by character, so his together and his together. So volume 3, volume 5, volume 2, and volume 4. But I love all these extra, like these are panels from the Manhwa, so next time I read through, they're really going to stand out to me. And then this was one of the cases for a merch release of the film strips or the photo booth strips. But I love that it has his tattoo is the illustration here, and then the title in Korean. And then next I have photo cards and stickers as well from the sticker release. So this was from a Lezen event. And then some stickers, a clear card, a few more clear cards. This was a separate merch release. And then a bunch of Lezen Season's Greetings from the Team Lezen, I think 2024, and then the Black Tiger, I think 2023. So I hunted everything down and got all the different versions of things, the crossover items, and the ticket foil. This was from the calendar, and I had to have the 2 calendar pages because they had little bonus comics on them. Every different variation. Some more stickers, and then another bonus comic from the Black Tiger Season's Greetings. And then I'm missing 2 of these prints because there was one of him, one of these 2 together, and then they each had a separate print as well. And I would like to have them just because I'm trying to collect everything. And I'm not worried about like overdoing it because the series has already ended. So at some point they're going to stop releasing stuff, and I would just like to have everything. But then this is my favorite page that has the film strips, photo booth strips, and this little 2-panel art print. So I just think that the relationship that the main character has with both of these guys is really special. And I don't always love triangle series, and I don't really view this as a love triangle. I view it as just like his different relationship with different characters. But really love this art. And I'm so happy with this binder. I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it. So when I got it, I immediately just started filling it up and trying to get everything organized in a way that I would like. And I'm happy with it. So I just wanted to share that too. I have also started on the second album, and I decided, since I only had 2 albums and they matched, and I was planning to do one for Legs That Won't Walk, I thought it made sense to have the second one be a similar genre and theme. So this one has Wet Sand and Dangerous Convenience Store. So these are my 3 main series that I collect merch for that have Korean gangsters in them. So I thought that made sense. So this one is pretty packed, and this one is still like has room. So I will probably add to this as I collect more from these series, or I will maybe add some other series into this as well. So really happy with these binders for this purpose. But also the fact that they zip, because another reason I chose these binders over getting like the Alt Bias A5 binders is that these would be smaller, because the Alt Bias ones are like just so wide and tall and thick, and I just don't have space on my shelves for having those take up so much space when it will have the same capacity as these ones that are slimmer. So these ones I'm intending to, because they can zip and they won't get dust in them, I can just kind of tuck them places out of the way, or tuck them behind my manhwa on my actual like bookcases. Rather than having a separate place where they need dedicated space, I can just find little places to put them near their series. So I'm pretty happy about this. Okay, I tried to do a little spread of some of my pickups. I couldn't fit everything in frame because the camera's too low, but lots of really exciting stuff. A lot of novels that I'm really excited to get into. A couple really good weeks of book mail that I've been getting lots of treats in. So I'll have lots to read over the next couple months with all these new releases and just new things to add into my collection. So super happy to have all of this stuff, and need to kind of prioritize now, like what I'm gonna read first, and like all my new Danmei. It's all like volumes 1 and 2. So I'm just like, once I read them, I'll still have to wait. So trying to decide, but this is turning out to be a long video. So thank you so much if you stuck around and watched it to the end. Hope you enjoyed my rambling about the different series and just gushing about the ones I like and just being excited about the ones I haven't read. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video.